So last week, NetEase made a financial update to Gangs of Dragon. Um, the studio led by Yakuza franchise creator Toshiro Nigoshi. It was teased this like a dragon, no, like a dragon. What is it called? Gangs of Dragon. It was teased back in the TGAs, and everyone thought, "Yo, that looks cool." Clearly, we're gonna get a release date for that soon or something soon because it looks good. But then, like a few months later, today or like a few days ago, they made an announcement that it's not gonna get any more funding, which is crazy to me because it looked like it was almost finished. Anyway, let's read through the article and then we'll discuss it. NetEase to stop funding Negoshi Studio as it shrinks gaming. NetEase Inc. will cut off funding to the studio led by Yakuza franchise creator Toshiro Nigoshi, the latest to be affected by the Chinese company's broader strategy to shrink game development activities. Employees of Nigoshi Studio Inc. were told of the decision on Friday, according to people familiar with the situation. A NetEase spokesperson confirmed to Bloomberg it will stop financing the studio from May. Nigoshi Studios' impending closure underscores the struggles of a broader gaming industry that surpasses Hollywood in revenue, yet in recent years has faced growing competition from alternative entertainment outlets such as social media. Nagoshi Studio was created in 2021 after Toroshi Nagoshi, one of Japan's most famed game creators, decided to leave Sega Sammy Holdings Inc. and go independent. NetEase and Tencent were both actively recruiting Japanese gaming talents for their expansion overseas, competed for Nagoshi at the time. NetEase began cutting its game investments in recent years under founder and chief executive officer William Ding's initiative, leading to job cuts and studio closures around the world. In Japan, Osaka studio, a team that pioneered NetEase overseas push, was closed in late 2024, while Nagoshi Studios was given time to complete its first game in development. The studio unveiled the teaser for its first game, Gangs of Dragon, in December, but the decision to stop sponsorship before the game's release came after NetEase discovered additional funding of at least 7 billion yen, or I guess yen, or $44 million, which would be needed for the project to be completed. One of the people said, asking not to be identified because the information is private, Negoshi is trying to find new sponsors without success so far. The people said the studio is in discussion with NetEase on the handling of the game's materials already developed. That said, the studio has been informed by NetEase that while it's free to continue on its own, it must bear the corresponding cost if it wants to keep the assets or brand, the people said. NetEase's only option to negotiations if the studio can pay its way out, they said. The NetEase spokesperson did not give details on the exit term of Negoshi Studio. Alright, I mean, first things first, it's nice that they're even giving him an option to like buy out the game and out all the assets and stuff. Because a lot of times, a lot of studios just don't do that, which is really weird, but it's good that they even are giving him that option. I like that. Unfortunately, the biggest problem is Nagoshi made the worst decision of all time for his sake by not like scaling back what the game was to be, because after after the game was announced, a few leaked screenshots came out and the game looked more like it didn't look very good, and so it looked more like a GTA clone, hybrid with like Saints Row. No, Saints Row, Sleeping Dogs. It didn't look amazing. The idea that he's asking, but the biggest problem with Negoshi, I mean, and that's an issue too, is like he didn't scale back on the idea on what this game was. He saw the money that uh NetEase is bringing in and gave him, and then he decided to just go willy nilly with it without thinking about the repercussions ahead of time. And I think this is obvious because 44.4 million is an insane cost. That is insane. I do not understand what he was thinking. Um, I'm wondering new engine. I think I think they had to create a new engine, but no one spoke of it. There's like a few, yeah, like these are the screenshots. It doesn't look very good. It looks like a sleeping dog mixed in with like a GTA like. It looks cool. It looks really cool. But the problem is this guy, the main character. This is Gangs of Dragon actor. Here he is Madong Sok. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's wrong, but this is the biggest problem when it comes to gaming and or like anything when we talk about game cost and budget. Why did he choose such a high profile actor? I do not understand. This guy is very good at what he does. He is. But at the same time, how much does it cost for him to be the main character? How much does it cost for him to have speaking lines? How much does it cost for them to model him correctly? You know, all that stuff builds up. If they just went ahead and decided to choose someone who is lesser known, but still like lesser known, but still had that quality to them to be like serious, it would have been fine. No one complains that Kiryu isn't a real person. He's not. No one complains that Majima is not a real person. He's not. But they both are like astronomical, like top 10 like video game characters of all time in recent years, right? Like uh, I don't understand what he was thinking. I genuinely can. I am baffled at the idea that he also like went and left Sega to create the same exact game under no restrictions. What restrictions was so like Sega giving him that he couldn't have done with what they could done with Tencent, but not with not Tencent, NetEase with Sega. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. Um, all in all, I think the game is basically at its end. I think it's dead. I don't think this game is coming out ever. He's never gonna get 44.4 million. He's never gonna be able to buy out the game entirely. He isn't like I. This is a clear case of poor management, like really poor management. And maybe maybe one of the reasons why you can't get more funding is because of how bad the Yakuza franchise has been going downhill. I mean, has been going down. While I like Yakuza, it's made the team behind it, the writers behind it, are making some of the most baffling decisions that I think has also hurt that franchise in the long term. I would hope they are able to recoup and don't end up in a Yakuza 5 situation, but who knows what's going on with that game. Anyway, I think Nagoshi, I wish him the best, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it coming back. To be honest, I think it's dead. I think this game is dead. I think honestly the biggest problem was hiring someone so expensive, and I think this is a lesson for game developers. You are not Hideo Kojima. Unfortunately, the only person who's able to get away with this is Hideo Kojima. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, this guy is able to like get someone super high up, and he's able to like pay them like uh a fraction of what they normally would get, and then they're still cool with it. This is crazy to me. Anyway, that's it for me. Take care and see ya.